Trump news. During his campaign speech in Virginia, Trump once again confused Obama with Biden. During his campaign speech in Virginia, former President Donald Trump seemed to confuse former President Joe Biden with former President Barack Obama once again. Putin is beginning to use the nuclear word because he has such little respect for Obama. I bet you heard it. Nuclear power. On Saturday night, Trump made the comment that he was beginning to bring up nuclear weapons today. When Trump brought up Obama, who has been out of office for 7 years, the audience fell silent. The audience grows quiet as Trump, visibly perplexed, says, and Putin is showing such contempt for Obama that he's even using the nuclear threat metaphor. Some have questioned Trump's mental competence and age due to his campaign trail muddles with Obama and Biden. He has made other embarrassing mistakes, such as confusing Nikki Haley, a Republican, with Nancy Pelosi, a former House Speaker. Haley reacted by casting doubt on his mentally fitness to be president following his gaffe. During January, Trump seemed to address his habitual gaffes by asserting that he intentionally confuses Biden with Obama in order to imply that Obama is running the show. He has also asserted, time and time again, that he scored an A on a mental exam. Concerns regarding the age of the two presumed nominees, Biden and Trump, have surfaced as the November election draws near. This week, Biden seemed to confuse Gaza with Ukraine twice in aid announcements, adding to his list of embarrassing gaffes. Trump, at 77 years old, and Biden, at 81 years old, are the two oldest candidates for the presidency in U.S. history. Still vying for the presidency, Nikki Haley has sought to portray herself as a youthful alternative to Trump and Biden by calling them grumpy old men in her campaign advertisements. Unfortunately, she is now trailing Trump in the polls and has lost to him in every state that has had a primary so far, so her campaign appears to be winding down. Now, it's our turn to make Donald Trump pay for his actions in the White House by voting him out of office. Until Election Day, the courts will not be on our side. Expectations were high for the first week of trial for former President Trump, who faces criminal charges for his unprecedented effort to reverse a U.S. election and cling to office on January 6. Any time before November may have resulted in a verdict. The Supreme Court, which is Republican supermajority and has 1/3 of its members as Trump appointees, is responsible for the lack of a trial today in Washington. The court's decision last week to spend months considering Trump's false assertion of total immunity from criminal charges will most certainly push back the trial from January 6 until a verdict is almost difficult to reach before November 5. Those who say differently fail to take into account Trump's ability to delay cases and the fact that some justices and judges are prepared to bend to his wishes. Whether a pre-election verdict is available is obviously significant. If the presumed Republican presidential contender had a criminal record, a large enough percentage of voters would reject him, according to polls, giving the victory to President Biden. Remember that Trump is already on the hook for sexual assault, defamation, and financial fraud in civil courts. Delaying Trump's trial until after the January 6 prosecution, the Supreme Court will consider his claim of immunity, according to Continue Reading. The only one of Trump's 4 pending criminal cases that appears set to begin soon is the least important one. On March 25, a state court action in New York will begin, charging that he hid the fact that he paid adult film star Stormy Daniels hush money before the 2016 election by altering company records. Meanwhile, the judge is debating whether Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis can continue litigating the election skullduggery case in Georgia in light of issues brought by the Trump side regarding her behavior, and the Mar-a-Lago case, where he is accused of stealing classified materials, lying about it, and obstructing justice. Most of us had already given up hope that Trump nominee and rookie federal judge Aileen Cannon would do anything other than give in to his stalling tactics.